So, guys, the Prime Minister, Mr. Justin Trudeau, released a supplementary letter to the Immigration Minister Marco Mendocino recently, and the letter is right here in front of me. It's not a true copy, not that he sent me personally, but we got this copy online, and there are a lot of important updates which are there in this particular letter, which might be of your interest if you are a Canadian immigration aspirant, or you are applying for a visitor visa or a tourist visa or a study visa soon. So please be tuned till the end. We are discussing this important piece of information here. This letter is extremely important and it's coming right here in this video. So guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and I practice here inside Canada. My office is in Ontario, Brampton. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen right now and in the description box. Please feel free to schedule a consultation and I would be more than happy to speak to you. Please note, we do not have any agents or service tie-ups in India or anywhere. So if anybody reaches out to you that he or she is dealing with Sahil Sayal for services and whatnot, it is probably a scam or a fraud. Do let us know, flag that off, and we'll take care of it legally. But for now, we don't have any service backups or agents in India. Guys, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, so that every time we release a new video on Canadian immigration, you are the first one who's given a notification and you don't miss any updates. So guys, let's just quickly get started with the video, and like I said, we are discussing this important letter which was sent out by the Prime Minister Honorable Justin Trudeau to the Immigration Minister Honorable Marco Mendocino in the last few days. And this particular letter is a part of the immigration plan which was sent out by the minister again, and that video has already been up on YouTube. I've already discussed on how Canada is holding its importance for immigration like always, and they're projected to take over 1 million immigrants in the coming 3 years. Now, this particular letter is issued during COVID-19, so it is an important update around COVID-19. Now, in this particular letter, on a broader scale, I can tell you that the Prime Minister has focused on the issues around COVID-19, and especially for the immigration minister, how he is facing these issues and how collectively Canadians and immigrants in Canada are facing those issues. So the Prime Minister has specifically highlighted a couple of issues and has suggested to the minister on a couple of key issues that he should address, and a sort of a guideline that he has issued. It is a supplementary letter to the previously issued immigration plan. So I have highlighted a couple of sections which may be which might be of your interest. So I'll just read them out and explain a brief of what is there in this letter. So in the first section of this letter, the Prime Minister seriously addresses the issue of COVID-19, and he says that it's a global pandemic and it has had devastating impacts on lives and livelihoods, and exposed fundamental gaps in the society. So this is how he's compassionate, and he has actually told the minister that he truly acknowledges the shortfalls pertaining to Canadians, permanent residents, and foreign nationals, of all people who've been impacted and are sort of suffering collectively. He also says that it is important for the Canadian governments, including the immigration authorities, to work together to protect and create jobs, and they must rebuild the country in a way that will create long-term competitiveness, right? So that typically points out towards the economic classes, that yes, they are looking at economic classes, people who are ready to join jobs, and not only that, but they will also be working with the ESDC or the other economic benefits, so that people can create more jobs. And we do see these sort of initiatives by the government. So there was CERB, now they are providing funding to small businesses. So it is not just this letter, I mean, like, he's not just saying it, but he's actually doing it as well, and we see those efforts going out in the country. And that is why I truly say that this is a country which not only speaks, but it also does it. So this is a sort of a letter which is issuing guidelines, and it is directly this letter comes after a lot of efforts that he's done. So he's done something and then he's highlighting the importance of it, and then he says that more efforts are also required and they'll be coming, so people can be happy about this letter. So he also says that he expects the immigration minister to uphold the ongoing commitment and delivering real results. He says that the immigration minister has done a good job in delivering good results, at least the efforts, and he continues and expects the immigration department, the minister, to continue delivering that sort of a result. So he is happy with it, and he specifically acknowledges in the midsection that partnership with the provinces, the territories, and municipal governments are very important for immigration per se. And we get to see these effects when you see new pilots coming in, new PNPs coming in, and that is how Canada, the municipal now there was a modern city immigration pilot that was running, that is still running with Manitoba. So all of these are like municipalities that are involved. We have the RNIP as well, we have the AIPP as well. So all of these are like the important piece of immigration. They are building the framework now. And the specific part where it points out to a lot of people who are looking for compassionate refugees and vulnerable workers and all, the minister says that you will apply gender based analysis plus in the decisions that you make, and consider public policies through an intersectional lens in order to address systemic inequities, including systemic racism, unconscious bias, gender based discriminations, barriers for persons with disabilities, discrimination against LGBTQ2 communities, and inequities faced by all vulnerable population. So guys, this is a very important part where if you are filing an appeal with the IID, if you are a refugee applicant, if you are applying for HNC applications, if you are expecting some humanitarian side to be brought up in your application, so this particular part clearly says that the minister also wants, and the immigration department is already moving towards it, and they will be looking at things in a much more serious way, giving importance to all the situations. And if they are valid, if they find it valid, they will act towards it positively, right? So yes, it's not that you can bring up things which are not there, but if you are actually suffering, and if if you bring it up to the immigration authorities that you have been suffering due to these inequalities or something like this, then the immigration minister has been advised by the prime minister that the whole team looks at it and sort of investigates it further and considers it in a more compassionate way. Okay. Now there are a couple of economic suggestions that the prime minister has given, and he says that the economic growth and recovery of the country from an immigration perspective is important, and he says that the 2021 and the 2023 immigration level plan must be focused properly. And he adds on to it by saying expanding pilot programming to welcome skilled refugees through economic immigration streams. Okay, so that is there. He also says that continuing support to expedited family reunification. So if you have a family reunification file, the prime minister has actually focused on it and said that you should continue to ramp up the output of those files, and also continuing work on sectoral and regional pilot programs. So with this, what we get to know that the ongoing regional pilot programs will be sort of given importance, and we could also see more regional pilot programs coming up. We never know what's there in the bag with IRCC, but I'm sure the the deserving immigration minister, Mr. Marco Mendicino, is already working towards it, and he has been given more powers with this letter. I think he has been doing a good job, and he continues to do a good job. He also says that you continue to implement measures that create pathways to PR for those who have provided healthcare in long-term care homes or medical facilities. So if you are an essential worker in these categories, even the Prime Minister has said that you should be working on creating PR pathways for them, and we've already seen that in action. There are a lot of considerations that the Immigration Minister has already announced, and they are giving PR to them. So there is a pathway. And in the last, he also says that continue exploring pathways to PR and citizenship for temporary foreign workers. So this is the respite that we have. So if you are expecting to come to Canada as a student and later transition into a foreign worker, or if you are coming to Canada on a work permit, then yes, guys, you are also under the focus. Now, guys, let me tell you that so far the Canadian government, I am personally, so this is my opinion, so far they've been doing a great job, a splendid job when it comes to welcoming immigrants into the country. And with the projections that they have given for 2021 and 2023, along with this supplementary letter, I think they have a very positive outlook towards welcoming immigrants. Now the onus is on you guys. If you are eligible, and if you are deserving, if you have a valid case, then I think Canada is a country that is worth it, because they are at most they are safe, and they are welcoming immigrants, and this is the land of immigrants. So with this supplementary letter, I think you must have received at least the overall intent of the government. And the best part is, top to down, they are aligned towards delivering results. I know that due to COVID, people have been suffering a lot of setbacks in their applications, a lot of delays. But then, guys, this delay, for this delay, you are not alone. Everybody is suffering, including the government. So please hang on to it. Don't worry. And bright light is definitely at the end of the tunnel. And I definitely wish all of you a very good luck. And I definitely wish to see you soon in Canada. And guys, if you are willing to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and in the description box. Please make sure you book a consultation, and I would be more than happy to speak to you. Once again, it was lovely chatting with you, and I hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.